There we go. Alright, welcome in everybody. Let's see who jumps on in today. Alrighty. Let's see. It's good. Alright, welcome in everybody. Let's see who's gonna jump in today. We're gonna be diving into self-growth, advancing your relationships, growing spiritually. Any questions are welcome. Stuff you guys are struggling with, you're trying to create, you're trying to advance in your life. I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice transform their lives. So we're here to help you guys out too. Any questions are welcome. So let's see who's going to jump on in today. Alrighty, let's see. Alrighty. Just started the live a few seconds ago. Everyone who's just jumping in, I'm going to be diving into some self-growth, advancing your relationships, growing spiritually. Any questions are welcome, so let's see who pops on in today. Welcome in. Happy Sunday, everybody. It's snowing outside for me. I don't know what's going on near you guys. Welcome in, everybody. We just started. We're going to be diving into some self-growth. Any questions are welcome. Stuff you guys are struggling with, you're trying to advance in your life, you're trying to create with. Welcome in, everybody. Whoever's got the first question, throw it down below. We just started. We're having the live populate with some more people. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Mandy, what's going on? Welcome in, everybody. Let's see. There we go. Damn, that's a lot. Alright, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. What's going on, Kermit? Welcome in, everybody. Everybody feel free to throw some questions down below. What's going on? Any questions are welcome. I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice transform their lives, so we're here to help you guys out too. What's going on, Jim? Welcome back. Unemployed guy, welcome back in. What makes me the expert? I've helped over 100 people transform their lives. Been studying this stuff for around the last 7 years of my life and took myself from diagnosed depression to completely overcoming it. And, yeah. Help people out every day. Yes, I do remember you, Mason. What's going on? How are you? Welcome in. Josh on YouTube said WhatsApp. What about WhatsApp? What's going on, Amy on YouTube? I'm doing good, Mason. What's going on, LeBron James? Alright, let's see. We got this question coming in. Isn't being too religious makes you behind from others and lacking rational thought and knowledge? That is a good question. So this is all subjective, right? If you subscribe to a particular religion and philosophy and you haven't investigated any of the others and you're willing to die for this one, it could be because you're that much connected to it and that can be beautiful, or it could be that you're rejecting other things. Absolutely. It's really dependent on the person, right? It's like, let's say Jesus does exist, let's say God does exist, who knows? Nobody knows for certain. That's why faith exists. Everybody could be wrong. Who knows? So, from my personal experience, I don't subscribe to a particular religion. I enjoy studying different religions and philosophies, kind of taking away what resonates. But I think for certain people, it's not necessarily limiting. If it's aiding in the growth of you and everybody around you, genuinely, practically, I think I think it's beneficial. And if you subscribe to a religion, I think that can be beautiful. Am I Mormon? I'm not. Am I MAGA? We don't talk about politics on here. He wants to have a convo today. Any advice for me if you remember what's going on with us? Yes. What does he want to have a conversation about, Mandy? Does he tell you, or he just said he wants to talk? Have you watched Young Sheldon? If not, I totally recommend. Plus, it's funny. I have not. I don't think I've heard of it. How to raise your crush? Give me advice. Go up to them and give them a little compliment. That they're cute, they're wearing a nice shirt, whatever it is. And ask curious questions that you want to know the answer to. That'll be a good place to start, Kim. And I can shoot, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM, Kim, I can shoot you over some of the, what was I going to say? Lecture material that I have around, like, first dates and dating, stuff like that. Amy on YouTube said, are you single? I'm not. What's going on, Dylan? How are you? Suzu said, can I be your gamer girl? Maybe if I was single, but I'm not. Let's see. He just wants to talk, I assumed, about everything we've been dealing with. I mean, look, I would, if you agree to having the conversation, have the conversation. Make sure that you allow yourself to remain grounded in this space, even if he isn't fully grounded, and see where it goes, right? You're created as an open space. Just set some intentions before you jump into the conversation, because it morphing into a big argument stuff isn't going to be productive for anybody. Unemployed guy said basically he's saying to be submissive. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying to set intentions. It's a big difference. Welcome in, everybody. Feel free to throw some questions down below. I'll help you guys out. Any questions are welcome. You have a question, Stray Kids, on YouTube? Feel free to throw it down below. Welcome in, everybody. Feel free to throw some questions. Layla Boy said, lonely Brad. I'm in an exceptionally fulfilling relationship with my girlfriend. So, I'm not lonely. But, okay. Welcome in, everybody. I mean, Layla Boy, you have time in your day to come on here and throw down troll comments saying that I lie about things that are truthful. I have not been doing that. But this is the last comment I'm going to read from you. So Layla Boy, I appreciate you jumping in. Feel free to keep commenting, but I'm not going to be answering them moving forward. Appreciate your take. Just saw my text. Sounds good, Stefan. Sounds good. Looking forward to connecting. All right, let's see who's going to jump in today. Where are the questions at? What happened to the freedom of religion? I think people are still free to partake in whatever religion they believe in. Let's see. Don't you believe if India-related countries stop? I don't know exactly what you mean by that question. Not sure what you mean by that. All right, who's got some productive questions? Let's throw them down below. Barb on YouTube said, hating people getting created by their involvement in the environment. The road you paved is what you will walk, and what you say will be manifested in your mind till it becomes a reality. I agree with that. A lot of what we're painting in our mind, a lot of what we're creating is either consciously or unconsciously going to be created through our actions or our inaction. A lot of people start to think about, what if I regret the things that I do? What about all the things that you think about doing that you never do, that you wish you did? I was talking to one of my clients about an hour ago, and he's in his 40s, and one of the things he was talking about is he just wants to live life to the fullest. He runs multiple businesses. He's constantly growing, constantly evolving, constantly curious. And look, most of us live our lives in a cage. We go to the same place every day. We do the same things every day. We feel very stuck. And you can get out of that. It takes time, effort, and energy. Everyone's circumstances are completely different. But it's important to dive into this stuff. People are good. People are very much good. Yes. What's going on, Artie? I'm doing okay. How are you? Welcome in. Just replied to your message. Sorry, I just saw it. No worries, Stefan. Looking forward to connecting further. No worries at all. Life gets in the way. Alrighty. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. What exact advice do you help people with? Is a good question. So like it says on the screen, self-growth, dating, relationships, spirituality, confidence, insecurities, communication, relationship dynamics. creativity, work, passion. I do a lot of different stuff. Relationship advice and coaching also. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So a lot of relationship stuff I do. I'm all right. Just did my workout. Breakup's been motivating me to train daily. I'm glad to hear you're using it as motivation, not keeping yourself stuck. It's a good. You're in a good place, man. Glad to hear you're working on it. Welcome in everyone on YouTube, on TikTok. Feel free to throw some questions down below. We'll help you guys out. Welcome in everybody. Welcome in. Let's get some serious questions in here. We always have troll comments, but it's never this much. Welcome in everybody. Welcome in. Gotta get off here for now. I'll be on the lookout for your message. Sounds good, Stefan. Looking forward to connecting. Any advice on thinking less about my ex? Yes, good question. Yeah, Stefan, throw your question down below. We'll get to it. Any advice for thinking less about your ex? Well, I mean, look, you have to analyze and understand the reason as to why you're not together anymore. Soak into that. But also, when you are recently throughout a breakup, you're gonna have to experience the emotions. Now, allow yourself to be motivated to do your gym sessions and constantly do the growth work, do the inner work, do all this stuff, right? Don't run away from the feelings. That's one of the biggest mistakes you can make, and one of the things I did in some of my past breakups, which is like I can't allow myself to feel sad, to feel angry, to feel hurt. Allow yourself to feel that. It's what actually processes it. It's in the avoidance of the emotions that keeps them bottled up and keeps you stuck, and that you don't want to do. So as long as you consciously understand why you guys aren't together anymore, and you're still feeling through the grieving process, you're going to be doing just fine. But also, Artie, if you want to shoot me a DM, I have some material. I don't know if I sent you over any about heartbreak that can like lecture stuff that I've done in my group coaching that I think could help you out with this. Never mind, we'll talk about it in the DM. Sounds good. Yeah, Stefan, if you have another question that's coming up, just shoot it to me. I know you already DM me back. Shoot me another DM right now. I'll answer both of the questions or whatever, everything we're diving into. What's going on, Molly? Welcome back in. Hey, Brad, nice to see you again. How are you? What's going on, Sonico? I'm doing all right today. How are you? How did you stop choking the chicken? It's a good question. It's important to get really connected to why, right? Because it's easy to say, I just want to stop doing this. But that's not enough, right? It's not enough to get yourself to actually do it. So you have to connect to a deep vision around this. If I did stop doing this, what would open up in my life? Would I be able to feel more content, more fulfilled, have more energy, right? See where it comes up for you. All the reasons are going to be personalized for you. And if you connect to why you actually want to stop, as opposed to just like, again, like it's like I feel a lot more stuck. Start to do things that help you feel energized. And if it refraining from that does it, also eliminate all the stimuluses. If you're like watching videos and people online and that's triggering this, get rid of those, right? Don't keep feeding it. Seven said, also, could you send me the heartbreak material? 100%. Yeah. Stefan, just shoot me a reminder in the DMs. Hey, you said you said you would send me over the heartbreak material. Just text me that, and I'll get it over to you. You didn't send it yet. Send it when you're able to. I'm not in a hurry. Sounds good, Artie. Sounds good. And yeah, Artie, if you want to shoot me a DM just to remind me, definitely get it over to you. I'm doing good too. Boyfriend is working on school things while I'm sorting out some PC files. Very nice. Very nice. How to get rid of a Mr. Robot addiction? Well, you enjoy being entertained, so find things that you find purposeful. That'll be a good place to start. So I know it's subjective, but how long will your feelings fade after a breakup usually? Let's say it's a 6-month relationship, probably like around 2 to 3 months. If it was over a year or 5 years, might take more like 6 months to a year. But again, these are just what I felt and what a lot of people I talk to experience. But again, keep in mind, like you said, it's always subjective. So it could be much sooner for you. Have I watched Mr. Robot? I do not believe it's peak, bro. It's so. Oh wait, Mr. Robot. Never mind. I haven't watched Mr. Robot. I was thinking about Robot Chicken. I don't know what Mr. Robot is. I haven't watched that. See, you gotta go study. I'll shoot you a DM later. Sounds good, man. Looking forward to connecting further. Best piece of fiction ever created. That's a That's a lot of hype around it. Maybe I'll have to check it out. What about the Breaking Bad trilogy? Also haven't watched that. I don't really watch TV. Alright, everyone. Diving into self-growth, relationships, spirituality. Feel free to throw any questions down below. Hi there, getting back from sleep conference today. Very nice. Very nice. The whole conference was around, like, sleep science? Is that what you're saying? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Feel free to throw some questions down below, guys. Trends in sleep medicine. Very nice. It's pretty cool. Welcome in, everybody. So I believe in God. I do. I do. Let's see. I find I experience much growth dating much younger women. Any thoughts? Well, Cheek, how old are you? And how old are the women that you're dating? I'm not a part of a particular religion. 71. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, we agree then. Sounds good. 56 versus 24. Okay, so when you say that you find you experience more growth, walk me through that. Like, what type of growth do you feel like you experience? Like, it's deeper conversations. Like, what? Walk me through this. Would love to dive into it with you. Because I mean, look, I mean, it's only natural. I mean, look, women in their mid-20s are in that. You guys biologically. Oh, okay, you're just talking about that. Okay, never mind. Well, that also comes from biology. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate the follow, JT. You're a dating coach. Feel free to, if you're a dating coach, JT, shoot me a DM. I'd love to connect further. What's going on, Kayla? Seek true love. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. True love is essential. True love is essential for the most fulfilling capacity in your life. Colin said, no, this is not a pre-recorded stream. We just have TikTok throwing in comments over there. And people aren't asking serious questions on YouTube, so we're not addressing the troll comments. So if someone on YouTube wants to throw down a serious question, I'll be more than happy to answer it. But TikTok's asking some more serious questions, so. Yeah, but Colin, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody who's got some questions. Throw them down below. We usually have more people in here by now. I don't know what's going on. Cole said, why should you be giving life advice? Well, I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice transform their lives. They overcame diagnosed depression when I was younger, and I've been studying this stuff for the last 7 years. You follow Jesus Christ. Good for you, brother. Good for you. JC said, how do I become organized? All right, this is a good question. You want to start to break how would I word this? You want to start to break down the tasks that you have, that your big dreams, into small steps. Making them super big all the time is what puts you in analysis paralysis and you end up getting nothing done. Put things in your calendar too, right? It's like, hey, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. I'm doing this. 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. I'm doing this. For me, if it's not in my calendar, it's not getting done. Right, so it's really important to do that, and also connect to like what the consequences are for you not committing to these things and not continually not taking action on it. Right, being disorganized in this regard, that will keep you. It'll keep you in a place that you're not satisfied with, but also comfortable enough to still not work on it. So you have to connect to what you're like. Here's a good question to ask yourself: if I don't start to become more organized, in 6 months from now, what is my life going to look like? It's not going to be a fun vision to envision. So then ask yourself the question, in 6 months, if I were organized with everything, where would I be? And connect to that deep vision, plan some small steps to start to put it in accordance, and you'll be on your way. And it'll be 6 months from now, you'll probably surpass where you thought you could have been, which is going to be a beautiful experience for you. So that's a good question. Very good question. Yeah, of course. What's going on, Kayla? Today's pretty quiet. It is. Not typical. Not typical. We usually have 50 to 100 people on these TikTok lives. We only have 11 people. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's I don't usually go live at this time of day. Maybe that's why. But welcome in. Just as you guys throw more questions down below, it should push out the algorithm. Where am I located? I'm in the U.S. I don't like to reveal exactly where I am live on stream. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Kay said, are you certified to life coach? No, I'm not. But I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice. Life coach certifications don't really mean much. You also don't need one. So Bear said, go pray in your closet and make someone a sandwich, Jesus Christ. I'm not sure. Did Jesus say that? I'm not so sure about that one. Not so sure about that one. Looking to start something new, business-wise, at 40. Any advice? Yeah. Well, I mean, look, Mandy, I know you already run your own business, so connecting to a deep, I mean, yeah, I was talking about this like earlier answering another question, but a deep vision, like what is it that I'm passionate about? What is it that I want to connect to? What is it that I can do that doesn't really feel like work and it just feels like me expressing what's inside? That's a good place to start in terms of like business wise. But is it that you already have a business idea in mind, or you're just kind of fearful? Because I mean, look, I'll give you a practical example, Mandy. One of my clients who I actually met with earlier today, he's in his 40s. He has a wife, 2 kids, right? Whole family, whole 9 yards. He's worked at UPS his entire life for about 25 years, 30 years maybe. Anyway, he now quit that, about a year ago, a little less. And now he runs multiple businesses. He's in the process of still starting a lot of them up, right? But it's never, if you're worried about, hey, I'm 40, I'm trying to start over, is it too late? The answer is absolutely no. I mean, look, most people live their lives doing the same thing over and over again and never venturing out of their comfort zone to trying something new. You're in your 40s and still not giving up on your dreams and what you want to pursue. You're in a really good place. Like you're absolutely going to push forward on this. All you need to do is connect to the commitment around this and what it actually is, and it'll be quite fulfilling. It'll be quite fulfilling. Yeah, definitely wouldn't say that. Let's see. How long have you been doing live streams? For about 4 months, since November. I love what I do, but also like extra for retirement. Yeah, so if you find, again, something else that you enjoy even more, or maybe it's about scaling up your business further and bringing other people in, it's obvious, it's a conversation we could have more in depth, seeing what's really going on. What's some spiritual advice? Well, one of the most practical spiritual things you could do if you're not like connected to any sort of religion and things of that nature is being present. A little bit of meditation, a little bit of deep breathing, right? Acknowledging that you're here right now and this time you have now, you will never get back. And you're often taking that for granted, waking up and 2 weeks go by and you're like, what even happened over the last 2 weeks? In fact, it's New Year's, and what even happened over the last year? I don't even remember, right? You weren't here. You weren't present. You were just roaming, just doing things. I'm working to work, or building this just to do it, right? You have to actually feel into these things. And if you're not present in your daily experience, you're going to wake up in 5 years from now and be like, well, what happened? It's like your consciousness was over here, while your body and your mind were here. You want to integrate them. You want to connect yourself to be in tune with everything. Mind, body, spirit, soul. That's why people talk about it like that. So Fupa, that's a good place to start. And if you want to shoot me a follow, I have a few spiritual lectures I can send over to you. I'm trying to write a fiction book as a young writer, but I feel discouraged. Any advice? Well, especially if you're a young writer, I'm definitely curious. Where's the discouragement? Like, where do you feel like that comes from for you? Because especially you're at an early place, so you have so much time to do this. And also just floating out the thoughts on paper, just starting to experiment with it can be absolutely a beautiful experience. And look, age is just age, right? It's like everybody's at a different place. There's people that are 30 that aren't that intelligent, and there's people that are 18 that are a lot more intelligent, right? And Sonico, if you have the motivation, the drive, the connection to write a fiction book at your age, there's connection there, right? Leaning into that connection, despite maybe feeling discouraged by other people or expectations or, can I really do this? Allow those thoughts to be there. Don't judge them, but keep pushing forward on your creativity. It'll lead you to beautiful places. You got to realize the ego is the heaviest thing. You have the option of not carrying. Well, here's the thing. It's not about, for most people, it's not about realizing that the ego is not something that you carry. It's not really about that. We have an ego. It's a part of our psyche. If you're a monk, a Buddhist monk that meditates for 16 hours a day, yeah, maybe you can kill your ego and you're completely content 24/7. But the average person is not going to disconnect from their ego. You have to integrate your ego, understand where to utilize it and where it's overtaking you, and it's not allowing you to be authentic to yourself. You have to develop that intuition around that part of yourself. That's the most important thing to do here. Glad it resonates, Manny. Yeah, I mean, look, the ego's a part of us. Don't try and demonize it, because then you're just developing a poor relationship with yourself. That's not the goal. We want to get more connected here. Hey, Kayla on YouTube, feel free to throw a question down below so I can help you out. Alrighty. Yeah, Kayla, I'm not answering your question because I already answered your question. You keep asking it 20,000 times. So what I'm asking you to do is throw a question down below of something you're struggling with, something you want to advance with in your life, so I can help you out and show you. You're here on this live for a reason. Love to help you out. I'm overly reliant on ChatGPT. What can I do to become more independent? Every time you need to bring your awareness into the equation. Every time you have something that's not that difficult to answer by yourself, but you feel like it could give you an extra hand by going to ChatGPT, analyze when you start to open the app. It's difficult to bring your awareness into it, but with intention, it can be important. It can work and it can be practical. So when you notice yourself, hey, when the thought comes up, I should use ChatGPT to answer this. Give yourself another 5 minutes to ponder about it. It's like, wait, what if I can just find the answer now and use my own brain, right? Because then, now, again, ChatGPT is great. Like, it can, if you want to learn some new piece of information, you could easily go there and it can give it to you. But it can, of course, hinder you from solving your problems, which you don't want to get into that category. So the next 3 times you think of using ChatGPT, don't. Give yourself an extra 5 minutes to ponder about this. And if after that you're super stuck, go ask for it. Go dive into some information there. It's a wealth of knowledge, right? So don't completely reject it. Steven said, can I ask a question? For sure. How do you feel about sleep being the basis of the mental health industry? Is sleep the basis of the mental health industry? I definitely think sleep is absolutely exceptionally important. And if you aren't getting enough sleep, you're going to feel incredibly stuck and incredibly challenged and then feel drained in all the areas of your life. But just sleep alone, I'll give you a very practical example from one of my coaches. He said, there's no amount of physical rest that can outrun an exhausted mind. So even if you got 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep a night, but your life is in disarray, you're disorganized, you're not passionate about anything, you hate what you do for work, you're feeling stuck all the time, right? If this is the case, it doesn't matter how much sleep you get, right? So sleep being the basis, I don't think it's a good, I mean, it like getting enough sleep, every person on here making sure they get enough sleep per night, it should be a foundational basis for themselves, absolutely. But like of the mental health industry as a whole, of just being like just sleep more, that if that's the case, that's not super productive. It's not really addressing everything. Um, let's see. Okay, I've been in bed for 5 days fighting demons. How do I proceed? Okay, this is a good way. This is a good question. So if you feel like you've been stuck in bed, the question is like, what are you fighting, right? What is it in your mind that you feel so stuck with? Is it that you feel disconnected at work? Feel disconnected from yourself, from your relationship partner? Like, where's the starting place for you? If you could walk me through that, Steven, it'll help me really interact with this with you. Let's see. What to do if when she goes back to her ex? What to do when she goes back to her ex? Feel betrayed and it makes me not want to grieve it. You still have to grieve it. You can't bypass. You can't bypass that even if she rejected you, right? But understand this, Carter. Your girl that went back to her ex, she was never your girl, and that's not to make a generalization and say that that's how relationships are. It's just saying this particular girl was not in tune with herself. She wasn't honest. She wasn't somebody you could build a life with. So even though she went back to her ex and that hurts, good that she went back because she was delaying the inevitable in your relationship, right? And worst thing would be if she stayed with you for another year and then did this. So it's good she did it now rather than later. Obviously, it doesn't feel good, right? I'm not saying that it was a right decision or justified in any way, shape, or form. But you can't bypass the grieving process. And Carter, if you're struggling with it, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM. I have a bunch of lecture material around processing heartbreak, processing pain, as well as interacting with resentment, because that you're gonna have some of that for her. So that stuff can definitely help you out if you want to dive into it further. Crystal, I appreciate the heart. Welcome in. She says she likes me, but we're friends trying to get to know each other. I'm confused. Could you help? She said she likes you. How old are you guys? Not just sleeping more, but ensuring they have the sleep needed. Without it, you can't deal with the hard light things of life. Oh yeah, I agree with that, Restful. Absolutely. Like sleep is a good foundation, and yes, if you are sleep deprived, every other area of life will be that much more challenging. 100%. I agree with that. I agree with that. Stevenson, maybe I need a break. I mean, yeah. If you have you been giving any time to yourself? Do you work 24/7 and you feel guilty to give time to yourself? Like, where are you at with this? Right? If you feel like you need to give yourself a break, give yourself a break. Right? Your body and your mind tells you what you need to do. Question is, are you listening to your mind and your body? A lot of the times we aren't. All right, you're 14. If you're 14, I would just continue the conversations you guys have and see where it leads, right? Because I'm not going to get into all like the depths of relationships and all the dynamics because it's not going to be super practical for you guys if you're that young. You guys just got to go with the flow and see what happens, right? Make sure you guys, if you're going to enter a relationship, hey, we both want to build something together. We're both focused on growth in our lives. We care about each other. That could be a good foundation to start with. Alrighty. Welcome in. Yeah, of course, Logan. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Alrighty, where are the we never have this little questions coming where I'm always like catching up. Where are the questions at? Where are the questions at? Hope that you've had a good weekend so far. You too, Carrie. Appreciate you. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Appreciate the compliment, Fred. Jeffrey said you've helped me out so much in my relationship. I'm glad to hear, man. I'm glad to hear. What was your question or what we were diving into the other day that really helped you out? I'm curious. How to stay abstinent? You're trying to abstain from what? Yeah, what are you trying to stay away from? What's going on, Jade? Welcome in. Appreciate the rose. Hope you're doing well. What are some ways to start dealing with resentment towards self? Okay, yeah, that's a good question. And Mandy, I could definitely send you over the one of the short lectures I did around resentment. I think you'll like that one. Actually, I did two. Um, but anyway, some ways to start dealing with resentment towards someone. All right, you have to first acknowledge fully why it's there, and also that this is something that is living in your mind but not in reality anymore, right? It's like situations, thoughts, feelings from the past integrating themselves into the present, right? So you have to kind of lay out mentally and discern like where's the separation between the things that are currently happening and the things that have happened. And the resentment that I have for this person is based on something they did to me that was wrong, a certain belief that they just have that they've been projecting onto me that I don't agree with, right? And where did this kind of come up for you? And then once you identify where it comes up for you, now you can kind of lay it out and interact with it a little bit further. So, essentially diving into that, you got to create some space. You do have to feel the emotions, but also it depends on what exactly you're resentful of. And also, is this a conversation you've had with them? Because oftentimes the resentment builds up because of unspoken expectations or things that they've done in behavior that you've had conversations about that they haven't changed, and you choose to still stay in the dynamic, and then it keeps creating itself more. That's where resentment goes. But ultimately, a lot of resentment stems from a lack of confrontation. Like someone did something wrong to you or said something you don't like or whatever the case is. You didn't confront that for an extended period of time, and now you have resentment. So in some ways, for resentment, you have to take accountability for yourself. That I waited so long to bring this up to somebody. And in some capacity, not all of it, in some capacity, a part of the resentment I experience is because of me. Because I kept giving mental attention to it without attention in reality of interacting with it with the person. See what I'm saying? Right? So it's not to beat yourself up for it and feel shameful about it, just understanding, hey, some of this pain I've created for myself because I didn't confront this person. I resent him for not being there when my mom died, but he did ask, and he didn't have to. I mean, it's good that he asked, but at the same time, yeah, your partner not being there from when your parent passes away, that's actually one of the things that is one of those big life circumstances that your partner should be with you with. Now, the idea of should isn't like great to interact with, right? Because when you attach the word should, it feels like a need, but it's like a genuine desire. Like if your mom passes away, like your partner wants to be with you. If he doesn't want to be with you, like that's a problem, right? So that reveals something deeper that you guys aren't interacting with. So that's the biggest thing. Let's see. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. One more question. We started talking to each other a week ago. Scared to talk in person. How do I get rid of that? So it's not about getting rid of the fear of having conversations in person. It's about developing the courage to start to do it a little bit more. So Logan, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about this, I did a whole masterclass for an hour with my group coaching clients, my men's group actually, around the art of courage and leaning into that. So if you want me to send that over to you, that could really help you out with this. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Might have to go live again later. We'll see. There's not that many people in here. I don't know what's going on. There's usually a ton of more people in here. Alrighty. Alright. Alright, so here's what we'll do. We'll end the live now. I may go live again later for those of you guys that asked your vote may still be it. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely true. It could be possible. Lost 110 pounds, finding it hard to adjust to my new schedule or what? Probably when you're live, the issue is you're usually on in the evening in my time zone. Yeah, I guess I'm doing it at a different time. Kaylee said, "Oh, deleting my comment." No, Kaylee, I did not delete your comment, but if your comment wasn't appropriate, TikTok would have made it that you send it and I don't see it. So that's what happened, Kaylee. I don't silence anyone's comments on here. After you get hurt on your back, split. Okay, I don't know what that is. Welcome in, everybody. Stay on here for another minute or two before we hop off. So let's feel free to ask some final questions down here. Go to Houston. What about Houston? Alrighty. Alright, everyone. We'll probably pop on live later again. So could give me more people that jump in like they usually do. I appreciate you guys' presence. Appreciate your guys' questions for those of you guys that are on here. See you guys very soon.